on this. So just, again, I apologize everybody for them. I'm happy to see you. Hopefully everybody will be filtering in. We have some new people on the call tonight, on the Zoom tonight. So I thought, number one, I just want to make sure that everybody's on Team Reach. I think everybody here is already on Team Reach. There were some new people. There we go. Kevin Crawford. Why is he getting a 7:31 meeting? I don't understand. I don't understand.
The old one is doing that.
I just don't understand. I just don't get it. So we're just make sure that everybody is on Team Reach. And this way you're getting all the little dings here. So we have a bunch of new people that are on. There will be more people coming on now. So if you are new to this meeting, if you could raise your hand, you guys know how to raise your hands in reactions. So if you go down to reactions and you put raise hand, so we can see who you are. So we have the Johnsons are new. And let's see, I think a bunch of new people are coming in. So Johnsons, why don't you, you put your hand down.
We're not new, we're just playing.
You're messing, but you learned a new skill. That's a wonderful
I
thing.
know the skill. I was
You
just,
know the
putting it
skill.
out there.
So I had gotten some questions about the form. I'm going to make that public for everybody. Vicky Solis and I are just waiting for everybody to answer. So we're still missing like 20 people, 20 different things. I know a bunch of you had said that you want me just to combine the answers for everybody. But if you want to fill out the information, we're going to try to keep on getting everything and getting all the information. So that being said, one of the things that, one of the main reasons that we started this group is that everybody could get to know each other. And we've been talking about all this stuff about our builds and our frustrations and our everything else. So I thought I would mix it up a little bit and thought it would be cool to start a question of the month. So here's the question of the month. What group at the Bluffs are you most looking forward to joining? And if it doesn't exist, what group would you start?
Poker.
Poker. So
Yep.
there is a I think there is a game. There is a games. We have the groups. There are a whole bunch of groups. So you want a poker game?
I was over at
Okay.
the, Robin, I was over at the pool on, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday. And I met a bunch of guys who were just sitting around talking, and there's apparently a pretty serious poker group that gets together at least once a week. They were talking about, all the different games, all the different, I don't know what we call them, but different poker games that they play. And I was laughing because I've been involved in some poker games where I'm like, what is this and where did this come from? But so I guess, there's a pretty heavy duty group that plays. So I'm looking forward to getting involved in that too.
I do believe they do play every Thursday night. And from what I've heard too, I think they involve dinner in it as well. So it's a pretty established group.
Yeah, seem like fun guys, fun people.
Very cool. Sorry, so we have poker. What other groups? Brackens, what group would you like to join? Or if you wouldn't, maybe you want to start a new one.
It would be the golf group for me.
Okay.
I was supposed to start water aerobics this week, but I broke my leg. So
Oh no.
yeah. What happened? Missed a step, and we got to Wilmington, the Airbnb Monday night, taking the dog out last time for the night, and I missed a step and went down and
Oh, man.
So I've toured the medical facilities in Wilmington in my first few days, so.
Oh,
And I'm very pleased,
You're our
actually.
go-to contact.
Pardon?
Or you're our go-to contact.
Yes,
go.
for all things medical. So, yeah, but yeah, I was really looking forward to the water aerobics because I had done it years ago. And, but this has sidelined me for a while.
oh.
Oh,
So,
no.
Do you have a boot or do you have crutches or what?
no, I'm in a boot, thankfully. So at least,
Yeah.
I can take it off to shower and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
easy enough to get around in. So
Yeah.
it's not slowed us up too much. We've started getting around and doing some of those transitional tasks like switching AAA or, just
Yeah,
Spectrum, going to Spectrum and just dealing with that kind of stuff. So
right.
we're making progress, good progress.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, Janice and Mickey.
Yes.
Mickey, I think, is looking forward to doing the golf group. And he's already talked to the guys and everything and just waiting for it to cool off some. But I'm looking forward to the book club, probably the most. I love to read different types of books and discuss them with other people. I get a lot more out of it when I discuss it with someone. So I'm looking forward to that. I spoke to Donna at, I don't know, several months ago when there was something out at the Bluffs. And, I think at least with the book club and maybe some other groups too, it could be that we end up with, more than one group because obviously the community is growing and you don't want 35 people in your book club. So anyway, but Donna or whoever, is in charge of the group now can certainly help another group get started as we feel the need to do that. So I've not been to one. I don't plan on going right away, but that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, that's one of those groups you could actually start on Zoom, because not everybody has to be there and it's, everyone's just talking.
Right.
Which would actually be really cool because I know I joined the birding group because you don't need to be there.
Right.
So
They've got some great groups. I mean, that was one of the things that attracted us to this community is the we moved from a country club community and we really didn't use it all that much. And this is a community where everybody's got lots of different things going on and everybody's doing it themselves. So you don't have to belong to a club to be part of a group. So
right. Allison, what are you looking forward to? I know what Tim's looking forward to. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to pickleball.
Pickleball?
Yeah.
Do you
We just
play now?
started. What?
Do you play now? You play now?
Yes.
Well, we just started.
We just started, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I enjoy it for sure. Yeah. And I love to bike and I love to walk. So any of that kind of stuff, I'm definitely interested in.
Webbers, what are you guys looking forward to?
Probably pickleball as well. We've taken a few lessons here and we're trying to learn very slowly. We're not so great yet, but we're trying.
Are you local now?
No, not yet.
I'm a big poker player, so I'll be participating.
Interesting. Johnson's, what are you looking forward to?
Golf and save the turtles with Alice.
Very, I didn't realize that we had sea turtles, that we had those turtles on our beaches there.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting group of people. Lots of volunteers and it's pretty exciting to see the little tracks and then the little turtles moving to the ocean and everything. So I'm excited about being a part of that, as well as got a lot of clubs. I mean, it's, pick and choose whatever one you want,
And, there are definitely a lot. How about you, Jack?
Pickleball, golf, kayaking would be interesting, and gardening
Yeah.
Cool. You're gonna be
And
very
birding.
busy.
and birding.
We can name them all.
It's all good. How about you, Nina?
I didn't know there was a turtle group, but oh my gosh, that would be like top of
Yay.
my list.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of birding here locally. So that would be interesting. And I'm not really a gardener, but I do like to plant for pollinators. So, I mean, I'm open to anyone's assistance in helping me pick the right plants for that. But I have a small pollinator garden now because I have so little sun in my yard, but that would be wonderful if we had sun in our new house to be able to have just a giant pollinator garden.
Yeah, now, you were on with Cynthia in the last meeting where we talked about those 2 arboretums?
Yes, but we're so far from being ready to do anything. that I don't- I'm not doing that yet. I got to pick my appliances a year in advance. So,
Wow,
yeah,
unbelievable. Good.
that sounds amazing. I like to be outside. I'll just do anything outside.
Tiffany, what are you looking forward to?
Everything everybody just said. All the
Uh-huh.
stuff. When I'm not working, 12-hour shifts at the hospital.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jim, what about you?
Both my wife and I are interested in golf and the pickleball and the kayaking. I've been following the Team Reach, and if there's any ladies out there, I know my wife is desperate to find some ladies who might want to play some golf, because she plays, we live in Illinois, she plays here regularly and doesn't seem to have found quite a few ladies yet. So if there's anybody out there who wants to play some golf, please reach out to my wife. She'd love to do it.
When we get there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you and me
which
both.
is-
You and me both. We're not there yet either.
I'm surprised that not more women are playing with everybody that's there. Cox family, what are you guys looking forward to?
Probably the turtles, water
That's-
rope, and learn pickleball.
So Max, do you want to turn on your camera? Are you there?
I'm here. I'm driving down the road, so
Oh, okay.
there's
Well,
really
welcome.
no safe way to go about that one. Yeah,
Welcome.
So- absolutely. It sounds like majority of the group is not from the area. Is that sound about right? Anyone?
I think most of the people who are here right now, was anybody there from moving from another place?
Pennsylvania.
West Virginia.
Pennsylvania.
South Carolina.
Charlotte.
So Max, where are you from?
My wife and I, but actually we just sold our home 15 minutes down the road from the Bluffs. So we moved here 12 years ago, and have one child and one on the way. And actually my parents live in the neighborhood as well. So
Oh, congratulations.
appreciate it.
So
Appreciate
when
it. So,
are you in the process of building right now?
yeah, so we're building over on Bar Harbor Way. So they broke ground last week, and whenever it's ready, it's ready. So I
Very
told
cool.
Ted, I said, I don't care when you finish, just let me know when you're gonna start. So,
Michael, what are you looking forward to?
So there's a lot of interesting groups, and I was looking forward to, I think number one, the kayaking group, because we like kayaking. We don't do enough of it here. I think there was a group, Robin, you said that is pool volleyball. Sounds interesting. I'm not going to be into the aerobics, but I think I would be into the pool volleyball. And then some other stuff that was on the list. And there was a woodworking group, I think, that I might be interested in. I mean, I haven't been in a woodworking group. I haven't done much, but I think it's something that I'd like to do. I like working with my hands and such. So I'm probably going to have to retire or something like that, because I have a lot of ideas about groups I want to join. But those are probably the top three.
Okay.
oh, one more, Robin. You and I were talking about bat boxes, remember? That there seems to be this initiative of, I don't know if it's the woodworking group or just another group that they're manufacturing or making bat boxes for, the different properties. I don't know, anybody have any information about that?
Bob Conger's been working with the people who do the, build the bat boxes. So I think that's part of the woodworking group.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, and I had actually had a conversation with Cynthia about that the box itself is the least difficult and the cheapest part. Evidently putting the poles in the ground, because it needs these very tall poles, is takes a lot of people and cement and, all kinds of things. So there's got to be, Jack, you're laughing. What do you know? Your sound is off. You're muted.
No, I can imagine the community rising, putting up the poles with bat boxes on them. I've got a birdhouse that I made in my backyard here, but it didn't require a flagpole to stick it up that high.
Can't you just hang it up on a tree? I mean,
Yeah, I think if you just
had
have a
bat-
really tall tree, because I have one here and it's not on a flagpole.
Right, I had one before too, and it was on a tree. It wasn't on a pole.
I have no clue. All I did was I Googled bat boxes for sale, and I found company. I mean, I didn't realize that many people, but if it can eat mosquitoes and if it can eat, if they'll eat the bugs and keep that away, I'm happy to hang it in the tree. But I guess if you get it high up enough in the tree, you got to have a way to do that too.
Robin, I guess that's going to be my homework assignment. I'm going to have to find out more about bat boxes and report back to the group.
Well, I found them living, I shouldn't say I did, my painter found them living behind my shutters. So, that's only like the second floor off the ground. And I don't think they have to be that high, but they definitely have a certain, they have to face a certain way, like a certain exposure. And, I'm no professional on bat boxes, but
well, I
they're
think
definitely big bug eaters. So yes.
Yeah, but that to me is I'll be more than happy to research, because big bug. Hello, pussycat.
Kitty.
So, Carrie, you and I definitely got to get some of those boxes up there, because the more bugs they can eat, the better. The better. So did I miss anybody with the clubs or the groups? Yes, tell us.
Kevin Crawford, Lori's not here right now, but we're slated to move in hopefully June of next summer. So the woodworking group and the kayaking group, we do a lot of kayaking, Lori and I do. She's a master gardener, so she's interested in a gardening group. The Night Sky group, I think, will be fun. And she's also in the book club. So, but probably the other one, I know nobody's mentioned the Night Sky Watchers. I think that'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah, it seems that things are kind of fluid. It's interesting. I don't remember who I was in a conversation with, but there's nobody that's doing like knitting or any kind of craft stuff that's going on. So, I'm bringing down a whole bunch of stuff. I told some people that I would do it online and do it virtually. But there doesn't seem to be, but there's some really interesting groups, and, I'm sure they're very happy if you want to start whatever you want to start. We can still do it virtually. It makes it really easy. So no, that's really great. So hopefully the poker players are going to find their poker players, and the golf players will have to put another call out for the female golfers, to do that. I don't play golf. There's nothing about, heat and quiet and no bathrooms and, no music. That's really, you don't want me on a golf course. That's definitely not a place for me. So
one quick thing about so many people mentioned pickleball. There's a place here in Leland called the House of Pickleball.
Really?
It's an indoor business. It's got like 8 pickleball courts, but they've got all kinds of programs for beginners, lessons. Allison and I took a lesson. We're going to take another one, and lessons on different things like scoring or serving or, whatever. the guy who owns it is just
It's amazing.
a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, people at all levels, but, you know, like he claims it's the number one way in North Carolina to meet people is to play pickleball. So we're going to keep going over there. And then when we have enough, you know, we've summoned enough bravery, we'll go up to the Bluffs and pick up a game.
Well, there's actually, they started a new group about beginner pickleball, you know.
Yeah, it's Friday mornings. Yep.
You know, so the one thing about pickleball, from what I hear from a lot of different people, and if anybody wants to go, one of the things that I do, because I'm a travel agent, believe it or not, one of the people on my agency specializes in pickleball vacations. So they're actually doing a river cruise into, you know, in Europe, and they're playing pickleball with people in different cities up and down along the river. So there's a lot of interesting things going on. Pickleball is you know, it's a bunch of dads that want to just give their kids something to do in the driveway while they were, you know, on summer vacation. So, and no, I don't think anybody really ever learns to score properly. That seems to be the one thing that nobody ever seems to know. It's just, it's amazing. It's crazy, and everybody, but it's a wonderful game. But yeah, anything anybody else wants to share about clubs or anything that they want to, you know, get over to the Bluffs? Because some of you guys are down there, which is really cool. I have a
So,
feeling by the
Robin.
time most of us get in there.
Robin,
Yes.
we had this discussion about this club that I don't know if it's real yet or evolving. There was a discussion about what you call the safety club, remember?
Yeah, from last month's, you know, meeting, evidently what's going on with the speeding and a lot of things going on in the community, it seems that a bunch of like residents have taken up, it's almost like a neighborhood watch kind of thing. I don't think any of us are really, you know, in a position right now to do any of that, but it sounds like they're putting a group together to try to figure out what we can do to minimize. There seems to be a lot of speeding, a lot of things going on. Has anybody here been over to the Bluffs and experienced any of this?
I've never
Well,
seen,
we're over there every day. And we really don't, I've not seen it.
yeah, I don't see anything.
No, I have a feeling, and from what I'm reading, what I'm hearing, I think a lot of it may be the contractors and different people coming in and out. So they're trying to come up with a you know, a group of people to come up with some ideas and then bring it, you know, hopefully bring it to Doug and the group.
I really hate speed bumps. I hope they don't go the speed bump route.
They can't put speed bumps in evidently because we're private. And it not only that, it prevents emergency vehicles from being able to get, I mean, that's what I'm reading, that they can't do speed bumps.
No, you're correct. It will prevent emergency vehicles significantly. Our old neighborhood looked at it, and we were able to get folks off of that direction because though speeding can be an issue. I'll take a little bit of speeding to make sure that fire truck can get to your house or mine a little bit faster. So
Yeah, it seems to be,
another group. One other idea I'll throw out group wise. I know in our previous neighborhood, one fun thing we did is we did a storm group, as weird as that sounds, but as everyone will get to learn on southeastern North Carolina, that we do get to deal with some awesome things called hurricanes, and they're really, really fun sometimes. But it's more so supporting each other, making sure trees are out of everybody's way so people can get in and out of the neighborhood, and doing all that stuff. So we did a lot of that in the last neighborhood. So
now I know that Bob is also talking about creating like a community tool shed kind of thing with a lot of, you know, like a centrally located something, so with different tools, so that if you know, we needed in an emergency kind of situation. Jack, do you know anything about that?
No, but I love the idea.
Because I know that, because I was having a conversation with him, and one of the things that for my poor husband is, he keeps telling me I have to get rid of stuff, and I keep telling him, when you get rid of your rusty saw, I'll get rid of my 400 other things. And Bob's like, no, don't let him get rid of all of that stuff, because we're gonna need it, and that, bring extra tools, and to create like a community area where if people need stuff, or in the middle of,
That'd be cool.
obviously in an emergency, it would be great to have something that everybody could access, pretty
Chainsaw.
quickly. Jeff, was there something? I see your,
The thing, Robin, the thing with tools is that for those, that work with tools and fix things and repair things, there's always the one tool that you don't have, right? Just like when you knit, there's always the set of needles that you need, that you have to now go out and purchase. And tools can be expensive. And, then there's this special pair of pliers or a special wrench or something. So I understand what Bob is doing. It's actually probably a good idea. I think some of my tools that I have now might be living in the community tool room.
yeah, I'm not really sure where that is right now, but I know that was definitely something. And I think as more and more people populate the community, a lot of this stuff will probably happen, organically. So, anybody have any updates on their build? Anybody getting close to moving? Anybody get new information?
Our lot's being cleared tomorrow.
Yay, congratulations. There seems to be a lot of lot clearing going on. Anybody else have anything that they want to share? Any frustration, any happy news is always a good thing.
We're going down the second week of September to do all our finishing pickings. Which it's very stressful to me being so far away. I don't know about the rest of you, but anyone who doesn't live within like a 10-hour drive.
Nina, are you using TED?
I am. And
Okay.
we were a little confused as to how it was supposed to work, but we finally
Yes.
got it figured out. So
Do you have a contact that I can contact with you? Because we're with TED too, and we want to talk about how you do all that.
well, I have to say it was very stressful for me to try to figure this out, and Robin will attest to this, because everyone kept talking about the design center, and I was like, I don't know where the design center is. I don't know who we're supposed to meet with. And I finally did get a chance to talk to Ted, and he just explained to me that the way it works is you make appointments with the specific, I guess, preferred vendor list that has he given you that?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, so there's like a cabinet vendor, there's a tile flooring vendor, there's a cabinetry top vendor, like, the slabs and stuff for the countertops. And then you basically make appointments with those individual places. And I've done all of that so that we're going to be there like every day. We've got something going on with appointments in the mornings, and then our afternoons are free. He said, start with the cabinets first, because that's the most important thing to do. And then you go from there. So if you do like the cabinets Monday, we're doing like the countertops Tuesday, because you need to have the cabinets decided before you do the countertops. And then he wanted to meet with us in the middle of the week. So right now our Wednesday is open. And then Thursday we do the tile and the flooring. And basically for Ted's builds, he has, those allowances in your contract.
Right.
So you decide what you're going to get. And, a lot of this stuff you're still going to have to pick on your own, like light fixtures and all these little, he has a little punch list of things that you have to think about what you need to buy. And he said, just get like the actual item numbers, the model numbers, the pricing that you've seen it at. And then if it goes over the allowance, he'll just add it into, I guess, the future settlement when the build is
Right, at the
finished.
end. Right.
I can already tell my stuff is going to be over the allowance because, the inflation on things has gone, push stuff up. But I think you can definitely get him like the appliances, because you have to pick the appliances to know how to lay out the cabinets in your kitchen. So the cabinet people told me to pick my appliances first, which then I would just send a list to Ted of what we want to buy. And then we go from there with the cabinet and then go from there. So
We,
That really helps.
the middle, we are right in the middle of that right now, and I will tell you, we originally, wanted to have options to his vendors, but his vendors are really good. Like they know, when you walk in, you make an appointment, like at the cabinet place. The appointment took 2 hours. They put it up on the big computer. They, so good and so helpful and so insightful.
We just
And
finished that too.
we
I was
walked
gonna
out
say,
of there,
Tiffany,
we're-
did you want to share something?
Yes, the cabinet guy was great, but he upsold us on everything. I
Yeah,
mean,
same here.
everything. Did you not
really?
feel like that?
Yeah, we got that too.
And Ted was able to help us out a lot, like with our floating shelves and like he helped us out with that overage a lot with what he could do. Hector was great. The granite guy, we told him what
Oh,
color
yeah.
cabinets. He took us right to what would work, what was in our price range, and loved Dana at the floor place. And she's got great taste and took us only to the place that was in our budget or the
Who's
area,
that?
Dana, someplace.
Dana at where?
the
Rugworks?
flooring place.
Rugworks at Rugworks.
Yes, she's
So,
great.
did you do much of your own research on things before you went down there? Because I've just been spending a lot of time like,
I have, and it's overwhelming, like you said.
Yeah.
Once you have these meetings, it starts falling together and it makes sense.
okay,
We were in the same boat. We did actually get a storage unit, and we've started buying our own appliances and throwing them in there. We're definitely going to be over. And as far as like lights or anything like that, you can either send it to Ted, send the link to him, or get it on your own. And if there's a credit at the end, you'll get it. If I'm going to be over, I'm sure.
yeah.
So I'm just throwing stuff in the storage unit. That's my plan.
Do you have a recommendation on time? So we're in Colorado. We are theoretically the first or second week of September. They're going to mark the trees and start doing the tree thing on the lot to do the survey. What would be a productive time to be on site with Ted, with all of these things that go on? After that point, before that point, is it make any sense at all to be there?
Ours,
do any of
we
the
just
design
met with Ted
center?
Saturday.
And
So
at what
we
point are
finished
you in the
all of our
building?
appointments, then met with Ted. Ted
And how far are you in your build, Tiffany?
just got the lot cleared. We closed
You
May
just got the
24th.
lot clear. Okay.
Okay.
Closed May 24th. We moved down here in May. Closed May 24th, and like literally last week it got finished. I posted pictures on the Teams thing. You can see exactly the date.
When you say closed, was that
On the
was that the
construction
contract
loan.
signing or was that the loan funding?
Everything. No, the contract signing was way before that. Not way, probably 2 weeks, maybe 3. And then closed with the lawyer on the construction loan was May 24th.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're due next week to close on our construction loan, and Ted has had money for weeks at this point. So
Yes.
theoretically, the first or second week in September is tree marking and starting to work that part of it.
And we had
Okay.
communicated back and forth with him. He's really good to email. It's usually late at night.
Yeah.
And then I think it makes more sense after you go to these meetings. And like I said, we were in the same boat as you guys until we went to all these vendors. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about now. So it starts happening. It gets exciting when your lot starts getting cleared too.
Jim, where are
I'll
you guys in your build?
Sorry,
Jim,
was that-
yeah,
Well, like I said, we were, didn't have a whole lot going on between April and June, and then we got the HVAC in. And all of a sudden, there's been a flurry of activity. The HVAC is in, the insulation is in. They started working on the siding and the roof, and they just started drywall this week. So, for 8 weeks, we literally just, nothing was happening, and now all of a sudden, everything's running downhill, which obviously is a beautiful thing.
Ted said the HVAC's still the hardest thing to get in the supply chain thing.
Exactly. And I don't think you were on earlier when I was talking to some of the other folks. We went down early April and then came back in early June, and literally nothing had gotten done. But when we were there in early June, the HVAC was in our garage. It hadn't been installed. So we were there for a week, and while we were there, it was getting installed. And Ted told us that's the golden ticket. You know, once you get the HVAC in, that's when things start to happen. And he was dead on with that. So, you know, and to put this in perspective time-wise, you know, we didn't break ground until December. And came down in October and did the whole cabinet and countertop things, just like you folks described. And yeah, we came down there for we're from Illinois, so we came down there for 3 days of absolute just mind-blowing intensity. Our brain was completely fried,
Yeah.
but we
I
felt
feel that
like-
way already and we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, but you know what? As many of the folks have said, we were very pleasantly surprised with the vendors, with the cabinets, the countertops. We were lucky that the flooring folks that were not very good, we caught them just as Ted was telling them that we're not interested, because over the last couple of months on these Zoom meetings, you'll have heard some of the folks who had a really, really bad experience with the floor people, but Ted is no longer using them. So before we got deeply involved with the bad company, he found Rugworks, and Rugworks was really well. But so, you know, now things are happening, but we're still kind of in limbo in terms of, you know, how soon is it going to be? You know, our closing attorney and our mortgage guy are saying probably October. And, you know, it's frustrating, but, you know, we're seeing a lot of activity. We're seeing things starting to happen. So, you know,
And when did
patience
you
is-
do your electrical walkthrough?
March. So
So
it's been
that-
a while. Yeah. Been a while.
It's very interesting because we're coming down in a couple of weeks, and one day we do the electrical walkthrough, the outside, and then we go to the design center where everything is in one place for
Yeah.
us. So the floor.
It's different.
It's a little bit of a different process, but I'm expecting.
So
you
Jim,
know,
is it gonna be like right at a year then for you? Is that what it's sounding like?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we signed the contract in August of last year. And like I said, we got delayed on the front end because at the time there were only like 3 or 4 inspectors who could do the preliminary, what's the word I'm looking for, permitting. And 2 of them caught COVID. So they had to go home for 2 weeks. So, you know, instead of us breaking ground in September, October, we didn't break ground till, you know, early December. And, you know, so here it is now, early August. And, you know, what percentage are we completed? I don't know. The last sheet that I got from our mortgage guy from the construction loan, which was, you know, a month or so ago, was 37%. So now we are at what, 50, 60%? So it's, needless to say, a lot of progress, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's still a process.
Carrie, have you guys heard anything about that road? I keep trying to get information. I know my builder has said that, you know, they're still waiting for the road. You know, you can drive there now. But have you heard anything?
No, we haven't heard. When we were last there, you couldn't drive through yet, at least to our part. I think they were saying what, August maybe?
I heard September.
August, September, maybe September.
I think I think that's September.
It's been super wet too, so I know that slows them down. We're looking over at some of the other areas, other than we bought a resale, but we're looking at some of the other lots that were there in the under development, pardon me. And then through that discussion, we kind of talked about weather and what that impacted. We had a dry spring here, so they really got a ton of stuff done. But the month of July, we were over our average significantly with the rainfall, which we needed desperately. But I know that slowed down some work.
I know that a bunch of people were looking for irrigation and water, you know, they were looking for, you know, for recommendations for landscaping and things like that. So that's definitely something that if anybody here has,
Did you see
great.
the post about the water bills? Was that on your thing or was that on Facebook?
No, I think it was on the Facebook group.
Yeah,
It
that's
was.
got my butt clenched up a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's, you get a hot, even we're up in Pittsburgh, I had a $500 bill last month.
I feel like I
mean,
need one of those barrels to collect the rainwater
Yeah.
It's crazy.
and the mosquitoes
Hey.
to feed the bats.
Tiffany, I mean, I'm not an expert. My background is commercial landscape for several years. And one thing I noticed, even when I moved down from Northeast Ohio 12 years ago, and one thing I noticed that progressively everybody gets better at is a lot of people over irrigate. And our turfs down here don't really need a ton of water. They need a percentage. But you take a centipede, it needs an inch of water a week, which is like maybe a 2 to 3 time watering depending on temperatures. Bermuda will take as much as you're willing to give it. Same with zoysia. But it's not as extreme like some of the turfs and some of the other regions where you'll see it just some midsummer heat where it's just burned out completely.
I saw some of the comments where people had it figured out and it did sound like people were just watering a ton. So
yeah, I mean, you can, I turn, even with a dry spring at our house, we had zoysia in our old home, and I turn on irrigation like 3 times because I would rather let the turf get more, 3 times total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd rather let the turf get dry, let the turf get adjusted to a drier expectation than trying to just continue to soak it, which then it becomes irrigation dependent, and then you do get those $500, $600,
Don't
$800.
spoil the grass.
As crazy as it sounds, yeah.
One of the Facebook posts said they've cut it down from twice to once a day. I was like, you were watering it twice a day? Wow.
Yeah,
We are just in the process of vetting landscapers. Ted gave us two folks to talk to. We spoke to one, which are called the Dirt Nerds. And there was a second one that wouldn't return our calls. So we actually asked Ted for a second number. He gave us a second phone number of this company. They wouldn't return our calls. We talked to our next door, who's going to be our next door neighbor down in the Bluffs. They moved in March or April. They had used this other company, tried to call, it's like AP Landscaping or PA Landscaping, I don't remember. They tried calling them after their house was done because they wanted to do more. They wanted to add more. And she told us they won't return her phone calls either. So we reached out to another landscaper on our own. So we were talking to a couple of them. But one of them is really close to the allotment that Ted gave us for the landscaping, which we thought that was, wow, that number was going to be really hard to meet. And then the second guy that we talked to was nearly double what Ted had. So, needless to say, we're hoping that the Dirt Nerds is going to be somebody that we can work with. They're doing a lot. They're very familiar with Ted, and just like Ted, they're doing a lot of business in the Bluffs. Because this, I think the guy is, his name is Steve. He said he's in the Bluffs, if not every day, every other day. So take that for what it's worth.
For anybody that's looking for another one, United Landscape, United Landscaping. I can't remember exactly which one it is. They're a really good smaller group to deal with. Blooming Crazy is really good. They're a little high. And if anybody's looking for referrals, don't hesitate to reach out. I dealt with all of them.
Oh, thanks,
So,
Max.
but I
That's
do see
really
dirt.
great.
Yeah.
No, that seems to be, because I know that I was speaking to somebody today, and the big issue right now seems to be labor. That labor is costing the builders and costing all of these people, double what they budgeted for in the first place. And that seems to be part of the problem of not getting return calls and people not having, staff.
Or lack of labor. I mean, I drive through there every day, if not twice a day. And it's remarkable how many homes are just untouched, like just nobody working on them at all. I mean, probably 75% of the homes are not being worked on at all. There's not even a car in front of them, you know, like a
Yeah.
station wagon or a truck. They're just sitting there and there's been no
Isn't that
progress.
mind-boggling? And they stay that way for weeks with nobody touching them.
Months.
Has anybody had any issues or concern about the water coming out of Brunswick County with talking about putting in reverse osmosis systems? That been a concern to anybody?
We put a reverse osmosis in our home as a sink-based one. I'll get the name of the company for y'all. My wife would definitely know better than I did. Fantastic local company. It was like $400 for the upgraded one. I say that in quotations. I think versus the chrome, it was the nickel finish. But set up the filter system underneath the sink. And
Is that the loop thing?
I know there's a big canister under there, and there's a separate water point to take your water for drinking. So that's where we filled up the baby bottles, our water bottles, the dog's bowl, all that kind of stuff. And it's honestly, it tastes fantastic. H2Go is building a reverse osmosis system to clean out the bad particles that they cannot currently get. But we're renting a house now that doesn't have a reverse osmosis. And I miss it because the water tasted so good.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of people putting in reverse osmosis systems that you know of, Max?
Say that again?
Are there people in the Bluffs, are they putting in reverse osmosis systems because of the Brunswick water? Brunswick County water?
I personally, I don't know. I unfortunately haven't a chance to meet a ton of people, but I know a good friend of mine who's building in the first part of the neighborhood. I don't know the street. They're going to put a whole home one in. He's got a guy that'll do it for less than $3,000. So
I would be very interested in that name, Max.
I will work on that one. I had the same reaction because I didn't expect that number either.
Yeah, it's just been concerning looking at some of the reports coming out of the Brunswick County. I know they're trying to work on a water treatment plant right now, but it's like, and we were told we really wouldn't have to worry about it. But the more I'm hearing about it, some other residents are putting them in. So I was just kind of trying to get a general consensus.
Yeah, there's a post on Facebook recently, I think on the Bluffs page, and they said they contacted the water treatment place. They said they're behind schedule because of COVID, but they're expecting mid-23 or early 24 for it to actually be in place.
Okay, I knew they were working on it. Okay, thank you.
But I don't even think that we're gonna probably trust that. We'll probably still do the full house RO system.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking too.
I read an article somewhere around the Cape Fear PFAS that are in the soil as well as in the water. So I'm with you, Carrie. I really think we need to do a whole house system. I mean, maybe I'm overreacting, but I'd rather be safe.
Right.
Well, we're a little spoiled at this point. We've bit the money here in Colorado. We have really hard water, and so you've got the white crusty stuff on your fixtures, and in addition just to the water purity. And so we've got a whole home now, and so we're kind of used to it. So it's not a big deal for us to continue doing the same thing.
What about because I keep on seeing the thing in our form about generators. That seems to be the hot topic.
Yeah.
Obviously the water, but also the generators. So has anybody made a hard decision about what they're doing with the generator?
Ted quoted us 10.5. We're putting one in ours.
A whole home or a
whole house generator?
You are doing whole house.
Whole-
How about Jim, you're doing whole house as well?
Yes, yes.
Whole house.
We're doing whole house.
What kind of numbers are you looking at? Jeff, so what was it?
Yeah,
that you-
we're doing a whole house as well.
Whole house.
And Ted said about
I think
70% of the people are doing them now. About 70%.
So right, is that the generate product?
It's, 10,000.
Yeah.
Jim's saying yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What was that, Max?
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna second. Yeah, we're putting one in as well. It's with the natural gas community. to me, a no-brainer, because it's just with my travel schedule with my wife and children at home, it's a no-brainer to not have to worry about it. But it's, you know who has one because their lights are on and their AC is running, and you know who doesn't because it's not fun when the power's out.
Well, that's also what I heard
So-
with the storms. The storm may not be the worst part of it, but the 3 weeks with no power is awful.
Yeah, no, Tiffany, you're spot on. I haven't experienced 3 weeks. We experienced close to a week in 18 for Florence. But yeah, no, you don't like, it's beautiful after hurricane. Like, it's the most beautiful day you've ever seen leaving right after hurricane. It's just 100 degrees and 100% humidity. So you're really grateful to have heat, or pardon me, AC.
Tim, what are you guys doing?
We're doing whole house. We were quoted 10,200, Generac.
Now, is that also including putting in the crossover switch, you know, are they doing the wiring as well, or is?
Yeah,
or is that
we
Ted
had
doing?
Ted quoted and we haven't even started yet. So yeah, we had him just build it into the price.
Anybody
I
else
see-
have anybody that they've been working with, or any thoughts on the matter?
It seems to be, I just did a little bit of research on it. It seems to be about anywhere from 9 to 11, like for a whole house.
That's what I'm seeing as well. It sounds all right.
Have you been able to get them? Is that one of the things that are available?
They're available.
They are available.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if anybody runs into it where they can't get it, let me know as well.
Which is important. You know, we're trying to debate, but one of the things we're trying to do is figure out whether we're going to do like a partial, like the mid, like there's like a 1, 2, and 3. So, you know, is it really necessary to do the entire house? As long as the air conditioning, the refrigerator, you know, some of the circuits are hot, you know, are doing it. Is there a reason that everybody's going to full house versus a partial?
Robin, I'll tell you, until you get up to that 15K north size on a generator, you're gonna struggle with the startup on the AC. Is really, it can maintain it running once it's running, but the startup is what draws the most out of amperage. You're paying, it depends on what you want to do. If your intent is to leave for storms and not have to worry about it, like maybe it's not worth spending the money. But we also close Walmart when it snows here. Or pardon me, if there's the suggestion of snow, the school is closed. It doesn't actually have to snow. Let me be very clear. It doesn't have to snow. Now everybody laughs, but snow's a little different here, which I'll explain in a second. But Robin, like, I have seen when it ices and it's not fun and it's not pretty. And if you lose power, like, I don't mean to use fear tactics or anything negative there, but it's, if it's within your budget and it makes sense, I would recommend just having the Generac or Kohler or Briggs unit put in for peace of mind.
You know, we lived through Hurricane Sandy. It was like 40 degrees in my house. We could see our breath, and
yep.
You know, I was
Yeah,
making coffee.
I
on the
remember
barbecue.
that. I went 9 days without power during Superstorm Sandy, and it was
Yeah, we were probably
weeks.
about 2 weeks.
We were 2 weeks,
We were a full 2 weeks.
a full 2 weeks, no
I
power.
think you're gonna want a generator also to protect your wood and from all the humidity. Cabinets,
Good point.
Oh,
flooring.
interesting.
It's a really good point.
So I'm actually saying that we can sell our snow blower.
Yeah, so
One can only hope.
Probably
so,
do that.
yeah, you'd laugh, but it's so funny the way it snows here is it doesn't really snow, it ices. And so
Yeah.
like I grew up snow plowing, and like I am still young, and my father tells me I have a chip on my shoulder so I can do just about anything, but it's not the same. It's ice. You get 2-3 inches of ice, and then there's New Hanover County has 2 plow trucks for the whole county. Brunswick might have 3. But it's literally a sheet of ice over everything. And then all the plows do is, I call it the Zamboni effect, because the metal heats up, creates friction, and just smooths everything back out, so it's slick again. So,
Hey, Sandy. Hey,
Oh,
Sandy.
hi.
Good to
I-
see
I-
you.
Sorry I'm late. I'm in Georgia with my 98-year-old dad.
Oh, how wonderful. Say hello to him for all of us. We're, so fill us in. So like, let's see. So we'll speed date you. What club are you looking forward to joining when you get to the Bluffs?
Oh, me? Oh, gosh. Definitely kayaking. I'm obsessed with kayaking. I kayak all the time. So I'm really hoping Bob Conger will take me out and show me the ropes the first time I go.
Awesome.
So yeah, definitely kayaking for sure. That's
And-
my
and-
number one.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll be out there with you. We actually have inflatables.
Oh,
so
good. I
we
just
can
got
throw-
2 brand new ones. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And how are you doing? Who are you building with?
Bill Clark Legacy.
And where are
it's-
you in your build right now?
I'd say we have, it is almost finished, sheetrocked, which is good, which they should finish this week. And I was gonna, the reason I was jumping in on the, phone call was, Brian and I'm meeting Brian there on Thursday and Friday. I'm driving from Georgia to North Carolina. So if anybody wants me to take pictures, just to please tell me and I'll be happy to post some pictures of their homes or
Thank you,
whatever.
Thank you. That's terrific. Yeah, and where did Sandy, I don't remember, did you guys fill out the form?
I did, yes.
You did, okay. So yeah, we're gonna make that information. And you walked into the meeting, we were just talking about generators. Yay, nay, whole house, half house, what, have you made a decision yet?
Yes, we are getting a generator. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. And how about the reverse osmosis or some kind of a water system?
We're still not sure about that. We know we need something. So we are going to do something, but I think it's something that we'll probably install ourselves, probably. Yeah.
So one of the things that we were talking about is this process, this overwhelming process that all of us are dealing with from far away about going, to pick out everything, the cabinets and the appliances and the tile and everything else. What is the process with Bill Clark?
Okay, so I will say one thing, that I'm happy to the fact that I only had to go to one place to go pick out everything, and I had help with a girl named Dana, because everything was done in one spot, and to me that was easier.
Yeah.
And like if Brian would have like a idea, she'd say, no, you don't want that. So it made life easier for us to do it just in one spot to go. But that's all I knew to do. So, and I think I'm happy with that. We'll find out when our house is finished. And I like what I picked out.
Yeah, it seems to be very overwhelming. So I know that this has gone on like, a really long time. I will let everybody know if for anybody that's going to be in town on the 21st. We're going to be in on the 21st to see if, whoever can be around. I'll get a hold and I'll send everybody out the information if people are going to be in town. Just, to be able to meet. We'll probably be at the Bluffs anyway. And if I have to start digging, trenches for piping and for all the stuff to make the process go a little bit faster. Carrie, I actually have pictures of our cul-de-sac, so I'll shoot that over to you.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited.
There's
Harry,
no
don't get
curb.
excited. It's really
Yeah,
not.
don't get too excited. There's no
like a
curb.
bigger cleared area now.
Well, you can actually see like the circle.
Oh, that's nice.
And actually, I think Michael said that the view was to your property, not to the side to ours. So that was a whole, other situation. So, that seems to be that seems to be the big thing, is just getting everything. And I'm hearing permitting is taking a really long time, and everything just seems to be taking longer than usual. So all we can do is hope, look, in 2 years, hopefully all of us will be sitting around either kayaking or playing pickleball or birding or helping the turtles. We'll all be, and we're gonna be laughing about all of this stuff. Do you remember when we were all freaking out about things like, like watering the grass and generators? And we'll be the ones helping the next generation of the people moving in.
Phase 5.
Hey, Robin, did you put together a list of all of the folks that are part of, last week and this week with their lot numbers and everything, or their?
Yes,
or their
I'm
address?
going to, for everybody, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curate all of that information for everybody and send that out. I was just waiting for any stragglers.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so
I
what I'll
didn't know
do
if I
is I'll
missed
send
it.
it out this week. And actually what I'll do is I'll send a link to the whole thing so you guys can see it. So I'll give
that'd be great.
everybody permission. So this way you can go in there and change information or put any information in, and then everybody will be notified.
Robin, I didn't get a form.
You didn't get, you didn't
what
get
you're
it?
talking about. No.
I
Okay, you
sent it
might
out
have-
like a couple of weeks ago, so I'll resend it, and I may have sent a reminder.
Okay, you probably sent it maybe to John. Just want to make sure it's the Tam Venners email that you want to send it.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna, I have the J.
Yeah, no, it's Tam, Tam.
Oh, you're the Tam, okay, so,
Yeah, I'm the JD.
Yeah.
all right, so I'm gonna put that down, so you want it to TAM.
VENNERS@hotmail.com.
Okay.
And then
Form are you guys talking
Carrie Weber, the Webbers. So are you guys, when are you moving in? Isn't it what?
August of 24.
Okay, that's when we're doing it.
Okay.
So,
Okay, great.
I thought you guys were later as well. I'm just kind of hoping that things calm down by the time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Same for us.
And
Yeah.
we're, you know what, Alice, we're in the same place, because we're thinking probably somewhere October, and maybe August, September, October of 24 as well.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you were moving sooner.
No,
Well, wait a second,
again,
Robin.
What?
No, our plan
our
is
plan.
to hopefully have the house done before 24, but we may do what we would call a soft move, where it's not going to be one fell swoop. You know what I mean? Because I'll still be working up here.
Oh.
So, well, hopefully if our house is done by the end of 23, then, between that and the next 9 months or so, that'll probably be our soft move.
Yeah, right now we're renting. We sold our house in April here in Colorado. And so 2 years in this rental. So we're kind of like, go.
It's gonna be, because we're not in a rush. I mean, I would like to get it done, because I don't know.
We're not in a rush either, but yeah, I can understand the people that are. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I think with the Webbers too, you have a child that's in high school, you're waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
do I. So I have a junior. And so I've got to wait 2
Yeah,
years.
we do too.
Same.
She's
Yeah.
done.
Right.
And then I can go.
Right.
that's
That's what
exactly
we're
right.
doing too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little busy. He'll be going,
For us.
he'll be going to college, and we'll be moving to North Carolina in the same summer. So that'll be.
Right.
It's gonna be rough.
nothing like just, getting everything all up in the air at the same time, but
Exactly.
but hopefully, things, I don't know that they're gonna get better. They may get different. Hopefully because I don't know what you guys are seeing where you are, but we go down to the beach and we used to see, 3-4 tankers sitting, waiting to go into New York, into Jersey, going, now the entire horizon.
Oh,
Every
wow.
time we go, the horizon is just, you can, and they're pretty far out at sea. And you just see these ginormous ships just sitting and waiting to come into the ports. I don't know what comes, I don't know what goes into the port of of Wilmington. Like, I don't know what, is there a specific, does anybody know what usually goes in over there, or is it everything like just every other port?
Yeah, you can go and look on the schedule, and I think I was looking, they send out a lot of wood chips and
Not coming in now.
then coming in cars.
It's everything, Robin.
Yeah,
'Cause when a container ship comes in, there's hundreds and hundreds of containers on it coming from either Europe or China, and it's from all different companies, across the sea.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah, so what we're planning on doing is probably erring on the side of not quite, Robin, as much as you guys are gonna be done, but like it's much better to be done a little bit early than late, especially since we're trying to time it when we're selling our other house. So
Yeah, it's challenging.
yeah.
Yeah, because we made man plans and everybody else laughs. So, right now, we don't know, we have a fluid start. Our hope was September. That was the month that we have a slot in there. I
Yeah.
don't know. It could be September, October. And then you guys are hearing more than a year. I know that some of you who are building with Ted are hearing.
That's what Ted is doing. So
14 months.
he basically said, I mean, effectively I backed into the number, it was 14 months.
Yeah.
You know what? In 2 weeks, Robin and I are gonna be down there, and we're gonna have our meeting on the 22nd and 23rd with the builder. And to be quite honest, we don't know. We do not know. We know that the first step is to break ground, and that's all we know. There's no other schedule other than we hear what you guys are saying. It'll be 10 months, 12 months, 14 months. So to speculate is really, to me, it's not worth my energy. In 2 weeks, we'll have a better idea. What the builder is going to tell us what he thinks is going to be. And he might know more than we know because he's in touch with the developer. For us, a critical component is the road. That our road right now is just a dirt road. There's no utilities going down the road. And
Right.
what the builder also told us, he says, hey, I can break ground, I can start construction, but sooner or later, I need electric power and I need water. And he says, if you want, I can truck water down the road, but that's not free. So there's a lot of variables for us right now.
Yeah, and they're
So I
24.
really don't want to speculate.
Mhm.
So we'll definitely see. I'm just curious, and Tiffany, it's interesting, you were saying that you had a storage unit, because that's one of the questions that I plan to ask the question. It's all fine and wonderful to source some of your own stuff. I had spoken to somebody who did her entire house on Wayfair. And but where does it go? And
There's
how do
no
you get
magical
it
place
to
for it
the
to be
the
stored,
site?
I've
Like, how
heard.
does the mechanics of that work?
Well, my house stuff is stored. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment here. We've got the storage unit, and I've still got stuff in West Virginia. But because I was asking Ted when he was saying there were things he couldn't get, I was like, I got people in West Virginia. Where can I put it? I'll tote it down here. I don't care. But
Right.
there's nowhere to put it. So I don't know. The storage unit is very useful because I'm buying stuff and sticking it in there. We've got appliances going in there now, and I've started ordering light fixtures.
And how do those who's responsible for trucking them or for moving them from the storage unit?
Us. Oh, I guess
So
us.
that's on you
I would
guys.
say us. I don't care. Whatever. That gets things going faster.
But talking
Anybody else
about-
have any?
Able-bodied.
I have a question, talking about appliances. We obviously will have to buy a washer and dryer. Do you have to order those way ahead of time, or do you see they're being back ordered, or?
The
does
ones
anybody
we
know?
got happened to be at Lowe's. I don't even remember if they were Samsung or LG. Well, they have them. They just
did.
happened to have a really good sale, whatever the last holiday was, and we grabbed them.
Okay. So
The Labor Day sale is coming up for Lowe's. I
Yeah,
think
they'll have
it's
another
December
sale.
11th.
Okay, yeah, I remember they have that sale. That's a good, except where am I gonna put it?
That's
what
just
happens?
it.
I don't have a
Like,
storage
The storage unit down there was $150 for the size we got, and we got a pretty big one. And they had
Okay.
smaller ones that were more reasonable than that. I didn't think 150 was huge. I don't know.
Okay, I didn't, no, that's not too bad. What was?
And it was
what's
a
the name-
decent size. I want
What's
to
the
say
name
10
of,
by 12.
what's the name
Prime.
of your storage facility?
Prime, it's the one when you get off at Mount Misery. It's the one on the right before you go down to the subdivision.
Okay, Prime, okay. All right, thanks. Yeah, that's good information.
Hey, Robin, I'll make an offer to the group if you want it. I'm kind of an Excel geek and I'm building a spreadsheet to keep track of all the contacts of the various people that I have to chase down, whether it's countertops or cabinets or whatever. I can create a Google Drive with a worksheet in it if people want to share information and we can collaborate. Everybody put in various suppliers that you've had good experience with, and then we could just kind of all support one another on a single workbook that that we can use if
Yeah,
people are
that would be
interested.
great if you want to do it on Google, on Google Sheets or however you want to do it. And
Yeah.
then give me a call and I'll share the email list with you, and then we can just.
That's all I
send it out
need is to
everybody.
share. Yeah.
Yeah, or
I
just
can do
send
this
it
to
to,
share.
or just send it to me or send me the link and then I'll send
I
it
can
out
do
to
that.
everybody.
Yeah, that sounds
Um,
good.
Yeah, so the more information we have, the more we can share with everybody. But I'm just curiosity, when you buy all these appliances and everything else and what happens to like warranties and things like that? Because you're now,
Oh, yeah, you probably don't want to do it
You
now.
got
No.
30 days to inspect them. If there's any damage, to send them back. And then your warranty kicks in. Like, if you have a year warranty, then it kicks in when you take it.
You haven't taken it out of the box yet.
We did get the extended one, but you're rolling the dice. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. I'll report back in a year. So
but it's really interesting because one of the things, because they told us we could source whatever we want to do. And, my biggest fear is, going on to Wayfair, finding some like phenomenal pendant lighting, and then they get shipped and then something happens and one of them breaks and I need 3 and now you can't get them anymore. So now I've got 2 that I can't use and they're not going to be responsible for putting in. So do you guys have any restrictions on any of the contractors using the things that you source on your own?
I don't worry like that. I just let it happen.
When we started, we were told, have a plan B. Because it might be, if we're still, when we picked our things last September and we don't move in till a year and a half, that tile I picked out could be gone. So, unless you're working with maybe a vendor where you go to the, you're in studio where you can pick. But like how we're half shopping, we don't know if it's even going to be available in 6 months.
Our builder told us about that. I had that same concern and I've been waiting for them to tell me, okay, we can't get that. But they did say that we would have a lot of options and we would be able to upgrade. So that made me feel a little bit better. But still, it's just the whole process of having to, if you had to pick something else, because I really like my flooring and, that I picked out and I'm like, what if I can't get that? And I don't know, but I'm not going to worry about it until I have to.
You're right.
That's me.
You'll drive yourself crazy.
That's right. I'm just going
We
to,
drove ourselves crazy in the like selling 2 houses and getting rid of 20 years worth of crap. This is the easy stuff for me.
yeah. I just have to work on my husband right now, getting rid of stuff. I've done my part. He has to get rid of
Same.
his stuff.
Same.
I'm glad he's not on this call right now.
Well,
Same.
if any of you really would like a challenge, you are welcome to come to New York. You can have at it. I have plenty of stuff for you to get rid of.
No, I love other people's stuff. Then your stuff would be at my place.
Yeah, I'm all about sharing. It's all good. So no, I mean, honestly, thanks so much, Jack. You and I'll be in conversation. We'll set something up. And I'll share that because that would be really great. And if anybody has any suppliers or whatever that they're working with, Jack, can you just tell everybody here what your email is?
Yeah, Jack.Johnson 5376 gmail.com. I can put it in the chat here.
Yeah, just put it in the, yeah, put it up in the chat. So if anybody has any, you know, any sources or whatever, certainly, you know, to share. And we're gonna I'm gonna send the recording out to everybody as well. So hopefully those who weren't able to figure out the link this time, and I feel terrible, but people will have more information and we can add to the, you know, the existing spreadsheet for
Ted
that.
was a little nervous that this group exists. He didn't know about it. I said, so far it's been good.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's, thanks, Jack. Jack's email is in the chat for anybody that's looking for it. Yeah, it's very interesting, the response that I've been getting from, because I've spoken to different builders and different people, because Mark knows that the group exists, Matt knows, Doug knows, right? It's not a secret.
Right.
It's everywhere. We put it out there. It's now in the newsletter. So-
Nobody says anything negative. It's just-
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I think
you
it's
know-
more just us helping each other out with the process.
Yeah,
And
Nobody
even
says
if it's
anything
not.
untrue. I can't say it's not negative. It's just not untrue.
No, and it was really, it was very surprising because, you know, I did put as I told everybody, I put it out to Doug, and I have a nice relationship with Doug. He says, unfortunately, I'm not able to make it. Well, I didn't tell you when it was, so unless you
Ever. He's
And I just
not
kind
able
of
to
left
make it ever.
I just kind of left it like that. And his answer to me was, if you have any, if anybody, first of all, if anybody, is there anybody in this space right now that has not met Doug?
I've not met Doug.
You
I
haven't
just
met Doug.
Read the article about Doug and know what kind of music he likes.
Okay, so yeah. So because he said he's usually there during the week. So, you know, if you go there during the week, go over to the sales office, and Doug is usually hiding out. If he's not there, he's usually tagging trees, because evidently he and Jeff go out. They're the ones that actually put the ribbons, or, you know, are bosses of the trees. So he's usually on property during the week. And if you have any specific questions, he just asks that you send them to Mark. And if Mark can't answer them, then, you know, then he'll ask Doug. That was
Doug's the developer. Who's Mark? What's Mark?
Mark is the head of sales. That's Mark Wilson.
Okay, Matt's the one we always talk to.
Yeah, so we work with Matt as well.
Okay.
Honestly, Matt, you know, you can send it to Matt and Matt will get the answer as well. So, but I did speak to Mark, and Mark told me anybody, one of the big things, and if you guys come across this, it would be really terrific for, you know, for the whole community. It seems that people who are purchasing from private buyers who are not going through the sales office, there seems to be a disconnect. There's a step missing of getting the information, because if the seller isn't sharing the POA information and, you know, all that stuff that if you bought through the sales office, we all got that packet that, you know, that we had to do. So there are a lot of people out there that I'm getting calls from, or I'm getting emails from, how do you get your code at the gate? And what do I do about this? And what do I, you know, where do I pay stuff? So there seems to be a disconnect with those who are buying from private buyers. There's information that they're just not getting. So if anybody comes across people like that, you know, either share. What I'm hoping to do is to put something together, like a letter that the Bluffs can put on letterhead, because they don't know. So, you know, if you buy property, like Vicky Solis bought the property from a private buyer, how does the Bluffs find out that you bought the property from somebody else? Like, how, hey, you know, that information doesn't seem to be following through. So how can we, as a group, find those people? Because they don't, you know, they don't know to go on to, you know, I spoke to somebody the other day about, they had no clue about the owner's portal because they bought from somebody else and nobody told them about the owner's portal. So, you know, if you hear about anybody or you come across somebody, you know, certainly give them my information and we'll put it, or give them the information, invite them to the group, or just text me and let me know. We can add them to a mailing list. But I'm definitely gonna speak to Mark about that when we go down.
Are POA fees paid yearly? Because we paid ours for the year, but is that
Yes.
always how it is?
So
Yearly?
you'll get a bill. You're gonna get a bill.
Okay,
When did
yeah,
we
we
get it?
did, and I paid it for this year.
Yeah, Michael, when did we get that bill?
To be honest, I don't
June.
remember. I know
June,
whatever
I
it is,
think.
we paid. We paid the
I think it
taxes,
was
paid the
June.
POA, everything we get, we pay. But I don't remember the timing.
I think it's in the spring, like April.
And I was
Might be
thinking
right.
March, but
About when we got
I
ours.
think it was due by like June 1st or July 1st,
Okay.
like something like that. They gave us like 3 months,
That's when I got mine, but I thought it was just because I just closed in May.
which is very possible.
Okay.
You know, believe me, they find us. They definitely find us to do that kind of stuff.
We had, you know what, Robin, when we bought our property, we closed on our property, let's say mid-year, you know. So we owed at the closing half year for the remainder of 21. Okay, and then when the calendar rolled into 22, we got a bill for all of 22. I guess it was earlier this year. I'm trying to remember. And I
That's
know we
kind of
paid-
how it happened with us too. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Tiffany, did you buy from the sales office or did you buy private sale?
Well, I believe it was from a private seller, but what happened was Matt just went down through there. He showed us the lot we weren't crazy about. We wanted more flat ones. So he just went through and just started calling people randomly, I think. And this person, so we bought from a private person, but Matt called and got it going.
So what is your lot number?
211. It's on Fallen Pear.
Okay.
It's right beside the Fishers.
Okay. So, but but you had Matt. So
Yes, Matt was involved, but like I saw the post about the gate stuff. And the only reason I knew about that is because Sean had went over there and bought our key fobs. And then they gave us that piece of paper that told us to use the pound sign and I think it's the last four of your cell or something. I don't know. But I mean, that's information that if you didn't buy from them, you wouldn't have. And
No,
people's phones are getting blown up, I guess, at all hours of the night.
Well, but I'm also, you know, that's some of the stuff that people are saying, oh, you know, call Robin or, you know, do whatever. And I'm happy
Right.
to disseminate that information. I'm just saying that seems to be a disconnect that
I agree.
Probably they don't really care
Mhm.
because if they're not selling it, they're not worrying. They just figure that people are going to get their information,
Well, I guess that's where the community needs to get involved and take over.
which
So
is
you
why
go
I'm
to the-
saying
You go to the sales office to get the key fobs? Because we don't.
No,
have
Gate.
the gate.
Gate.
Oh, the gate, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So Robin, now we did buy through them through March, but we closed in October of 21 or November. And I mean, I don't have any of that information either. I guess when we haven't been back since.
oh,
So
okay.
I guess when we go back, that's when we would get all that information, but we didn't get anything like through the mail or anything.
No, and you're not going to. Basically, you know, we just kind of drove through and said, oh, how do we get a code? And Mark, honestly, Mark is, you can, you know, email him, text him. He's pretty good about, so just basically when you go to the gate, the next time you're there, whoever's at the gate, just say, hi, you know, this is, you know, we're blah, 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 because he has a list of all of that. And you know, so he'll ask you, give you the sheet, ask you to write in a 4-digit code. And as long as that 4-digit code isn't being used by anybody else, he'll give you a call back or he'll text you and say it's all good. And then you can try to use it. As far as the key fobs and everything, we're not there enough to warrant purchasing the key fobs yet. I'm still able, you know, we can just punch everything in, but when we start going there more often, just to make it a little bit easier. So, you know,
All right,
stay
that makes
stay
sense.
tuned.
Oh, I was just saying that makes sense.
You know, only because of what I mean, it's something else on my keys for me to lose or, you know, to do whatever. And I know that they were talking down in the future, they were going to do something almost like an easy pass that we didn't have to use the fob. I think that was at the POA meeting last year. I thought I heard something that's, you know, way down the road.
They're gonna change it, but I don't remember what the change was. You're right, Robin. It was whatever the system is now, ultimately, it's gonna be something else. But we'll find out. I mean, none of us are really there yet, and whatever
Yeah.
they change, we're just gonna do it. We have no choice.
Was there anything else that you didn't know that you think that you're missing? No? Okay. But I mean, but I think that this is to share all this information, and some of it just, I think, comes from just being there and doing it. So, and that's why we're here to ask the questions and how do you get that done? And, so I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I think that hopefully I'll get a chance to see some of you guys on the 21st. So who's ever there, we'd love to see you. Ruth, you guys are down there, right?
Yes, we're in an Airbnb in Wilmington. So we're over there every day.
Oh, okay, cool. So maybe I'll give you a call and see whether, what we can do.
That would be great.
Talk to, yeah, we'll have a conversation. Call me during the week and see what can go on.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything else that they need to share or want to ask questions? Everybody cool?
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you for doing these meetings.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You are so welcome.
Bye.
Thank you so
All right,
much. Have a
bye.
great night, everybody, and I'll send out the
Thank you.
recording.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys soon.
good night. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.